Okay, I'm going to show you how to install Arch Linux in VMware. This is VMware 10. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do File in the new virtual machine. We'll do the custom. So next, we'll leave all those default. Then we'll select our ISO image, Arch Linux. I'm using the January 5 image right now. I haven't tried the newest one, but I know that this is the one that works. So I'm just going to use this one. And we'll click next. Yes, it's a version of Linux, but the version is not recognizable to VMware, so you have to go down and select the other Linux and the 3.x kernel for the 64-bit, or just 3.x kernel if you're doing 32-bit. But we're doing 64-bit right now, so we'll go next. And let's name this Arch Linux, okay? So we'll go next. Let's do 2 processor cores. And then next, and I'm going to do 1024 megabytes of RAM. Next, and we'll leave those default. Create a new virtual disk, and let's make this 15. And then we'll go next. Keep that name. Everything's all set up. Now, for the size of your virtual machine, set it up accordingly to what you think you need to use. I'm just going to do 15 gigabytes for this example. So now we're going to click on Start up this guest operating system. And then I'm going to select the x86-64 for 64-bit. The i686 is for 32-bit. Let's wait for it to boot up. Okay, so we are in now. Now let's check to see if we have internet connection by pinging. So we're going to do ping space -c 3 for how many times we will ping, www.google.com. And then as you can see, since we pinged, we have internet connection. And now we're going to start with partitioning the drive. And I like to use cfdisk for this. So here we go, we have 16 gigabytes of free space. So we'll do new, do primary, and let's set this at 8 gigabytes. So we'll do 8096 for 8 gigabytes. Enter, we'll do at the beginning. And then let's do, go down to free space. Then we'll do primary. Let's make this a swap 1024 megabytes. Usually they recommend about have a 1 gig swap per gig of memory that you have, so it's a 1-to-1 ratio. You can do more or less depending on what you like. Put that at the beginning as well. And we'll go down to the free space. And we'll make this for our home directory. I like to leave a couple of megabytes at the end, so I'm going to do 6990 for this. And there we go, everything is partitioned. So now all we have to do is go and do write, enter, and then yes, enter. Oh, what? Missed a step. Let's make SDA1 bootable. That's kind of important. So make sure you put the boot flag on SDA1, otherwise you will not have a bootable system, okay? So let's go write again. Yes. There we go. Why are you doing that? Okay, so now everything is written. We'll quit. Clear. Let's do fdisk space -l to make sure everything got partitioned right. And there you go. As you can see right here, we have SDA1 as with the boot, and we have SDA2 being our what will be our swap on SDA2, and then SDA3 being our home. And so now we have to make our file systems. So let's start with doing the swap. Okay, so let's do mk swap space and then select the partition, so it's going to be dev SDA2 in this case, then enter. So now we have swap made on dev SDA2, but the swap is not on, so we have to do swap on dev SDA2, and it is on. We'll clear. Okay. Now let's create the ext4 file systems for the root and the home. Okay. So we're going to do mkfs make file system .ext4 space slash dev SDA1. Okay. And that's done. And then also do accordingly for SDA3, which would be our home, and enter. And that is all done. Okay. Scroll down through here. Okay, so next we're going to mount the partitions. Okay. So to mount, you use the mount command. We are going to mount our home, our root partition to the mount. We're going to mount our dev SDA1 to /mount. Okay, so we're going to go mount, and then dev SDA1, and then /mnt, enter, and now that's mounted. Why did you not do that? So for some reason that did not work. Let's try again. Mount dev SDA1 mnt. So it is already mounted. Interesting error. Okay. Well, let's mount the home partition now. So we have to make the /mount/home directory to mount it there. So do mkdir for make directory /mng/home. There we go. So now that is created. And now we will let's just double check that. So we'll do ls to look in the directory /mnt. There we go. We have the home. So now let's mount dev SDA3, our home, to /mnt/home. And there you go. It is mounted. Okay. Next step. We are going to create a mirror list. Okay. So to do that, you have to do nano, and then etsy pacman.d/mirror list. And here we go. So now it's paged through. Now I am in America, so we'll have to look for the US or United States. And oh boy, let's see if I can remember which command you have to use. I think it was Alt6. Or sorry, Alt6 underneath where it says server. And then you go up and then type Control U. There you go. Okay. So yeah, so what you do is you just do Alt6 underneath the one that you want to do, then Control U when you go up. So let's go back down here to this one. So underneath where it says server, do Alt6, go back to the top, Control U. Okay, and I'm going to do one more. There's another one, so we'll do Alt6, Control U. There we go. Now we want to save this, so you go Control X, and then Y for yes, and then enter. Okay. And here we go. Now we're going to install the base system. So let's do this. So you have to do pacstrap space -I/mnt space base space base devel. Okay. and we'll let that install. So while this is installing, I'm going to, hit enter, just so it installs everything. Yes, Y for yes, enter. Okay, so this is going to install, and I am going to pause the video. Okay, so our base system has installed, and I'm going to make the next part of this into a part 2, simply for my simplicity. I'll put a link in the video for part 2 if you wish to follow that. Thank you for watching.